Yeah, let's keep on rolling here. We just went over a couple of interesting spots. Man, we are all in on Cleveland. From that last segment, certainly like the Browns as far as the side. We've talked ourselves into loving Jameis. What can possibly go wrong?
Everything.
What? We didn't look at the interception number. How do you have this conversation about Jameis slinging it all game?
Because I don't want that.
And not look at the
I don't want that.
I know, but we're
energy
just
in my
providing
life.
information, right?
The interception prop on Jameis, the yes is minus 210. MGM minus 225.
Wait, that might be the highest number I've seen all year.
Are we betting the no?
Plus 170?
What if we find out on Sunday?
I guarantee you La Canfora is going to say Jameis interception on Sunday.
What if we log in on Sunday morning and get the email from BetMGM that says the number one prop is Jameis will throw a pick?
Ooh, by the way, let me check on that. I did text you. I know you were flying and all that.
Yeah, we got the email way too late. I told Paul this morning.
So late.
Can we not get those emails at 4:45 p.m. because
Ridiculous.
that's a little too late for our show. We need them early.
Yep.
We need them between 9 and 12 Eastern so we can fade accordingly.
There it is. Yeah, I told you the most popular side was the Spurs. Public dog plus 8.5. They lose by 11.
Oh, this is the thing. Why even handicap the NBA when you can just look at who everybody else bets and go the other way?
And do the sides. Don't do in particular instances, the props are fine. It depends what it is, depends on the juice. Last night, the most popular prop was Wemby under 25.5. It closed 24.5. He went way under. I was just kind of following along on the box score. He started like 1 for 8 with shooting. So that's a tough defensive matchup, so you could see why they ended up playing the under. They hit that, but the sides is where it's at. I think you're right on that.
So 3 straight nights of the NBA. We've only been here for 3 nights.
Yeah.
The number one bet on Tuesday was Timberwolves over the Lakers. Lost. Mm-hmm. The number one bet on Wednesday was Miami over the Magic. Murder. 0-2. And I sent you the slip, and you said, oh. And then last night, number
to
one
start
side.
the NBA season with that, it was a banger.
I was feeling it. There was nothing else going on. There was no football. Well, there was college football, but I don't get involved in those Wednesday night games. I get those texts all the time. Who do you like tonight? You like South Alabama? No, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. And then last night, you're saying San Antonio. I didn't see the email. So San Antonio, the number one side from the public last night, the public's best side in 3 nights of the NBA is 0-3 ATS.
And also, they were Wemby under, but they were Spurs, okay?
Trend or truth?
Yes.
Number one play, fade.
Facts. Facts. We're tracking this. So 3-0. 3-0 start.
3-0. You just fade. You fade the number one side at MGM.
All right.
The somewhat related, especially for us, second most popular side of the NFL weekend, Ravens.
Oh, they're dead. We already said they're dead.
Love it. Do they send those emails out on the weekend?
Like again?
No, like the Saturday slate, the Sunday slate for the. I just care about the NBA now in the weekend.
Oh, for NBA. I don't know. We'll find out this weekend.
So okay. I'm going to see a couple guys after the show who are pretty good with computers. I'm going to see if we can rig it where they can just bot the number one play into my accounts and just audit. Like whenever the email comes in, read the software, submit the other side in every account I have.
Donkster must be getting smoked.
Oh, yeah.
Right now
I know.
In the NBA.
I know. Poor Donkster.
All right, Colts-Texans. This number has been on the way down. Our immediate reaction on Monday is Colts are the play. We were saying Colts at 6. Now we're sitting at 5 for this divisional matchup. Total 45 and the hook. You've got the Colts coming off a win. Can't say it was impressive.
No.
Anytime Anthony Richardson's been under center this year, it has not been impressive. They look a lot better, certainly with their backup, Joe Flacco. But the injury report yesterday, extremely positive for Indianapolis, so I'm sure that's part of the reason this number has come down to 5 across the board. Practicing in full on Thursday, Jonathan Taylor, DeForest Buckner, Michael Pittman, Josh Downs, center Ryan Kelly. Everybody's back for the Colts.
Is Peyton Manning playing? That would be great. If Peyton Manning was playing, I'd be all in here. Richardson terrifies me, especially last week when he's a favorite. And I don't want to get started again on Indy and Miami. That game was, it almost had me institutionalized when I had +3 on Miami and they handed the ball off to the fullback on 3rd and 1. I couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it. They did it again. in that fourth quarter, handed the ball to Alec Ingold. But when they're a dog, I like them. I like them as a dog. And, look, Houston's pretty decent against the pass, but Richardson on those broken plays is going to do enough to keep this close. I also think the Colts can run the ball. You know, Houston's defense is not that special against the run. They're much better against the pass. I love when they open the game sub-7. Didn't open at 7. Opened it 6, 6.5, which is ironically just under that 7. Not ironic at all. It's purposeful that you don't open at 7, you open at 6.5, and it gets slammed. I mean, it's 4.5 at Circa in Vegas right now. A lot of 5 in the market. I'm so perplexed by Houston. They've let Chicago hang around at home. They let Jacksonville hang around at home. They took the Bills to the wire. Now, granted, Buffalo's a very good team.
They were awful last week. Awful.
Well, they're worse at home. They're worse at home this year somehow, some way, which is weird because, you know, Stroud is built to play indoors. You're right. They were not good against Green Bay. They were good against the Patriots, 41-21, but they've been in so many tight games. And you know what? Their offense looks a lot different with Nico Collins on injured reserve. It just does. It's not the same offense.
There it is. They didn't have 200 yards last week against Green Bay. They were 3.4 yards per play, 2.2 yards per attempt. Stroud's worst game. You mentioned Nico Collins. That's worth revisiting. Nico Collins' last 3 games against the Colts, he's averaged over 7 catches. On average, Sam, 153 yards per game against this Colts defense. Last 3 games. Couple touchdowns sprinkled in. You know Nico Collins is not available. And they have a couple linebackers, starting linebackers, that have not been practicing this week, and safety Jimmy Ward. So they could be down a few starters on defense. Once again, we like the Colts. There's just no other way to say it. I mean, our only concern is Richardson, right?
Yeah, but it looks like they're going to have the full go back in terms of weapons around Richardson. If he's got to throw the ball 40 times, we are cooked.
Yeah.
We are cooked. But if they can run and get him going on the ground, we know Steichen loves to have Richardson take off and boogie about the cabin. So that's the game plan. Run the rock, keep Stroud on the sideline, and just churn butter on the ground. Because they have a really good offensive line, Indy. You know, Pro Football Focus has had them top 3 all season. And that's even with a couple of injuries, guys in and out of the lineup. I love their line. I love their running game. I love them as a dog. I wouldn't lay 5 with Indy. But you get 5, it's a different story. And now guess what? They're down 10. Let's say Houston's up 10. 2 minutes to go. D'Amico Ryans goes into prevent, and the back door is wide open.
BetQL Daily, Joe O, Sammy P. Let's move to another divisional matchup. This one's over in the NFC South. Tampa Bay, they're going to be without Godwin. They're going to be without Evans for a while. They say yesterday Bucky Irving is not playing. Their nickelback has not been practicing this week. Why are we scared to bet Atlanta -2.5 off a bad loss?
I just hate the division so much. I hate it. Although I'll tell you about a bet I made last night that as I was putting the bet in, I could taste the vomit.
Yes.
It didn't quite make it all the way out, but I could taste it. Why is the line I just can't. I can't do it. I can't. I crossed it off.
You're not doing anything.
No, I'm not.
Okay. If I'm considering anything, it feels like they're finally at a point where they're making sure that no matter what the game script ends up being, that they're going to Bijan, that they're making sure that he's involved. Even in that game where they got whooped on last week, 24 touches, 143 total yards. This Falcons team, man, they give up a lot to quarterbacks. Their defense, they put no pressure on opposing quarterbacks. I'm kind of thinking that Baker's going to be sitting back there all day, and he's going to be looking. His guys are not going to be out there, and Godwin and Evans, and he might just take off. He's not the fastest guy in the world, but it wouldn't surprise me if he ends up with a lot of rushing yards by the end of the game.
I just wish they were healthy. If Atlanta was facing a healthy Tampa team, we'd be having a much different conversation. There will be people, though, that will buy the dip on Tampa. They're going to take a Bucs team getting 2.5 at home. Not many threes, a couple stale threes offshore, but 2.5 at most shops. Totals come down, understandably so, 49.5 to 46. No Evans, no Godwin. The K. Dotton game is real, though.
Oh, yeah, that's a good call.
I mean, they went to K. Dotton. When Evans went down, Mayfield, it felt like started every progression with Otten 1 and then looking other places. He kept zoning in on K. Dotton, who had a monster game. Monster game.
The Bucs defense, on average, allows 52 receiving yards to opposing running backs. Can I interest you in Bijan rushing and receiving over 89.5?
You could. I still think they're dumb because they don't use him the right way, which is wild.
Yeah.
You still see Algier out there in fourth quarter, down to score. Algier, get in there. Bijan, sit on the sidelines. I could be convinced. I probably won't bet the game though. You could convince me, but in terms of getting there with my actual money, I don't think so.
Jets are a 7-point road favorite. Another divisional matchup at the New England Patriots. How do the Patriots respond? Mayo calling them soft. It's going to be Drake May's third start. Things are looking up for him. This Jets defense not as great as everybody figured coming into the year. Another got-to-have-it spot. The Jets are going to try to make sure that they do not lose their 5th straight game. Anything? Nothing. Yeah, I don't want anything to do with this game.
I'm shaking my head for those listening on the radio. No, there are a lot of games I like this week. That is not one of them.
Yeah, there's certainly a bunch of trash games as well. No doubt about that.
Just take that money and put it on the Browns.
Or the Colts.
Or the Colts.
We're good with that one as well.